So it seems like every couple hours they're wanting to change the patch notes to make the changes. And a patch just went live for Warzone that modified a ton of the Vanguard weapons. And I think this is kind of balancing them out because the PPSH was probably the main dominant SMG. There was other ones that were kind of close, and then everything else was just garbage. Don't even use it. There were several guns that were just kind of imbalanced, either completely broken or not worth touching. So I think this is going to go ahead and close that gap. So that's what we're going to be looking at here. Enjoy the video. Hit the like button if you're brand new. Want to find your way back, subscribe with notifications on. Reminder, my G Fuel code is discounted extra amount all the way until the 11th. So if you're looking to stock up or try something new, go ahead and check that out in the description or just code JGOD at checkout. So it says, in general, they reduce the volume of aerial gameplay elements such as fighter plane, bombing runs, and airstrike kill streaks, which we talked about in our spectating randoms videos that we just posted a little bit earlier. Fighter planes are no longer able to auto-target parachuting players. Too many people were having too many fun. I've seen some clips where people were getting 20 plus kills, just one run with the plane. So it's a little bit of a exploiting thing that made it a little bit harder to use. So good players will still be able to hit targets, but they made it way too easy with the lock-on. So good fix there. Bug fixes fixed an issue where Vanguard operators would begin at 0 instead of 1. Obviously, a little bit of an issue there. Fixed an issue causing players to be kicked for inactivity while using the static anti-aircraft gun. Fixed an issue causing players bought back by teammates to return without access to weapons or their fist. And this is something we saw in the pre-gameplay where we got bought back in late zone. Come back and it's just your fist and you're like, all right, I'm going to spot people until you kill someone so I can get a gun. Let's go ahead and continue on. Another thing with the weapons, the 1928 Vanguard, which is known kind of as the Tommy gun, the name got changed in Warzone. So now it's just the 1912. A little bit weird for them to just change it sporadically, but then I guess that keeps it simpler. So when any time they say the 1928 was changed, it's for multiplayer. When it's 1912, it's going to be for Warzone. And this weapon adjusting part is my favorite part of this whole thing, which is with this update, we have drastically reduced the amount of bloom on all base Vanguard weapons. In the future, we'll be removing bloom from Vanguard weapons entirely. This process will take time as we need to determine adequate downsides to counterbalance the removal of bloom, which will vary based on each individual weapon and type of attachment they are attributed to. In addition, we are in the process of assessing weapons ADS speeds across Warzone. Stay tuned for more information. So there's going to be a lot of tweaking week over week over week. So just stay tuned because there's going to be a lot of things and it's going to kind of mix up what is meta, what's not meta. And hopefully, like I said in a previous video, we should be able to have like 10, 12 good long range options, a few different snipers, several SMGs, a couple shotguns in the mix or whatever, and even LMGs. So I think that's the perfect balance of Warzone across all titles, Vanguard, Cold War, and Modern Warfare, so that everyone can use whatever the heck they want and be happy about their choices and feel that they're not at a disadvantage by not only using Vanguard weapons the same way we felt with Cold War. So the NZ ended up getting a neck damage multiplier decrease to 1.3 down from 1.5 and a recoil increase. So the NZ is going to be a little bit harder to use. I think this one kind of pushes it from everyone was gassing as a long range option. I think it's going to be more of a close range to sniper support, and that's kind of how you'll have to build it out depending on how increased that recoil is. Sniper, the Swiss second damage range added, so now it does have a drop off, and it drops off from that 180 down to the 80 or whatever it was for the chest damage, because that also got changed. Neck damage and upper torso were nerfed, so it got a double nerf, and that's going to bring it in line probably with the Car 98, and probably Car 98 still gonna be a good way to go because you can counteract some flinch with certain perks. Then submachine guns, the Tommy gun or the new M1912, neck damage multiplier decreased to 1.3 down from 1.5, so a little bit of a nerf there. Maximum range decreased 460 units down from 600. Pretty much this is inches, and when you convert that over, it goes from about 15 meters down to about 11 and a half. So it's about a 4 meter difference there. Owen gun, maximum damage increased because it felt kind of weak in certain scenarios, especially to the limbs, because the upper chest and the head, you were deleting people if you could hit the shots, but the slow fire rate made it super unforgiving. So this one was lowered 4 units, 4 meters as well, from about 21 down to about 17. Mid damage range decreased to 850 down from 1500. It had like rifle range. Headshot neck multiplier increased. Wow, it's even higher? That's crazy. Neck damage multiplier decreased. So it got several nerfs and buffs. Lower torso increased. And that was the part where I was talking about the limbs. It was too unforgiving. And then left upper arm, right upper arm. Yes, there are different arm multipliers too. So it's great they finally acknowledge it. PPSH looks like it got nerfed pretty heavy. The damage went from 27 down to 23. Mid from 22 to 20, 18 to 17. So it had a lot of damage decreases. The range also decreased. The mid damage range also decreased almost in half from 900 to 540. That's from like 20 meters down to 13. So that's a huge drop. And then neck damage multiplier decreased from 1.5. That's where it was broken. Upper torso, lower torso decreased, so they nerfed, and then lower extremity multiplier decreased as well, so you actually do less damage if you're hitting limbs in like the toes or whatever. Then the Sten neck damage decreased, upper body. That's what I was talking about in the previous, is that the headshot and the damage in the chest and the upper torso and neck, it was weighted too heavy so that you could either melt or it felt like you were shooting marshmallows if you hit them in the limbs. So I'm liking the changes. It kind of skews everything to slow the TTKs down and make them more consistent so you don't have this broad range of TTKs. Type 100, maximum damage increased to 28, up from 22. This could be a game changer because the Type 100 has vital, and that could impact a lot of things. They also decrease the neck damage. Min damage is up. Mid damage is up. So all kinds of buffs across the board. And it also looks like they impacted specific attachments. So for the Chariot 5.5, horizontal and vertical recoil decreased by 2%. I don't know if that's necessarily a buff or a nerf. The MG42, horizontal recoil control decreased by 3%. Horizontal recoil control decreased by 6% for the VDD 680. The Sten rapid fire decreased by 23%, so it's not going to help you nearly as much. The MG42, we had the Carver vertical recoil control decreased by 2%. We also have the Owen gun, all the specifics. Magazine capacity increased to 25 from 20. PPSH from increased to 30 from 25. Movement speed increased. ADS speed increased by 1 point. So there's a lot of different changes, but this is specific for that one attachment. Sten increased to 28 from 20 for those specific rounds. The Type 100, the 36 rounds, up to 36 from 30. The 48 is now 48 instead of 40. Which is good. This is going to bring it like so many more balances. And I'm glad they're looking at the game this way because these are significant changes that need to happen and they're going to happen. It's going to be a little bit of growing pains, a lot of complaining from all sides, from Vanguard fans, from Cold War fans, Modern Warfare fans, BR fans. Like there's going to be a lot of complaining because change is happening. But I think by the time we look back in this in a month and everything's been tuned, we're like, it's so good. We can use whatever the heck we want. And it's so much variety in the game that literally you can use a ton of different things. So we'll see. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Enjoy the video. Hit the like button if you're brand new. Want to find your way back. Subscribe with notifications on. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.